obviously we're in Poland right now. The show is about Poland, about Warsaw. So how did an American singer end up in Poland?
Well, okay, it's a long story.
We got time.
So I always tell people that I just got lost and never took my flight. But the real story is that I have a brother, Monir, who was also on this podcast.
Yeah, he was.
I graduated from my university. I studied in psychology. And after my studies, I moved out to Arizona and was basically a hippie. I was living in the mountains. I had this huge beard. I was walking barefoot in the forest. I bought a little piano and just worked and really wanted to experience how it was living on my own and away from the family, so I can grow as my own person without any other influence around me and without any shame around me. So I kind of wanted a clean slate. And nothing was better than Flagstaff, Arizona in the mountains in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
So Monir was living here, and he told on the podcast the story about the girl with cancer who lied, and he was distraught. And we just agreed to meet up in New Jersey, and we were hanging out in the garage like all brothers do, and we were just playing around. He was playing guitar and I was singing, and we let's make a band, let's go to Poland. Let's do it, why not? So we just flew out here. I was supposed to stay one summer, and we started getting booked with gigs. We noticed that Polish singers back in 2015 weren't really focused on expression in art, in music, I should say, not art. Not to give away, not to say that Polish people aren't expressive, but there was a little something different. There was a little piece of the Lebanese soul missing, the little American flair to it. So we were giving these kind of concerts, and we had really good feedback.
I have been to them, right? I've been to a few of these concerts. Awesome stuff.
Thank you. So it was super fun, and we had this amazing friend group that was so supportive of us, and I found love. So I'm like, all right, let's stay. So basically that's how I got here.
Right, interesting. So basically it was from the US straight to Warsaw, correct? Or no, Sopot. This was Sopot, right?
Yes, Sopot, yeah.
Tell me about Sopot. This is Sopot Confidential, not Warsaw
goodness.
Confidential.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway.
I love Sopot.
Yeah.
I saw how much it meant to my brother, and I trusted every word, and he was right. It was an incredibly beautiful, inspirational, hidden gem. There were a lot of parties, so that's a fact. But that was summertime, but in the winter, you get to experience the beach, the forest, and just cozy times with your friends. I found it to be very comfortable.
Did it help you shape like your art or your creations?
I would say that I'm a very internal person. I'm very extroverted, but I'm also extremely emotional. So no matter where I am, no matter the environment, I always have some narrative in my head that's leading me to a song. So if it's a relationship, or if it's traveling, or if I'm in the forest, or if I want to make some kind of mantra for myself, it's just going to happen anyway. But yeah, it really inspired me to try to be great.
When did you start music?
Oh, I started music since I was a little kid. One of my million brothers, Hassam, he saw that I was always singing Disney songs, and he was a really good singer. He still is. And my brother Bassam also sang. Everyone sings. We have like the Jackson 7. And he noticed that I really loved singing Disney songs, and he was actually kind of pushing me towards, oh, you should sing this. And I remember once he brought a friend to the room in my house, and he said, oh, can you sing for him a little bit? And I sang, and they were just like really positive, and actually, like I mentioned before, my voice was being heard in one way or another. And he just pushed me all throughout my beginning foundation of my musical interest. But with my mom, when we were riding in the car, she would be singing Debbie Gibson songs, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, and I saw that she was putting so much passion, Celine Dion.
Wow.
And my mom's an incredible dancer. She's got the rhythm in her. She's got that Lebanese belly
Arabic.
dancing. Yeah. And she just, when I saw how much music made her happy, of course you get imprinted. You feel this emotion from your own mom and you're like, this makes her happy. I love this. I want to make her happy. Maybe one day I'll make a song for her. Like I wasn't actively thinking that, but as I grew up, I realized that maybe this is why. Maybe this is why I want to make my mom happy.
Interesting. So you come to Poland, you like enjoying partying, having fun, and like
yeah.
I have to stay, but I have to make a living at the same time to be able to stay. So walk me through these first days of saying, okay, I'm going to be a singer in Poland.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
The first days that I said that I'm going to be a singer in Poland, in the beginning, I wasn't really thinking about being rich and famous. In the beginning, I was thinking, okay, I want to just make ends meet, live my life, and then maybe I will find some online job and support myself further. But I had my brother helping me, and it was amazing. So we would just do some duo concerts together, and he had my back. So I was always stable in one form or another. But when my brother left Poland, he went to Lebanon and he was working on himself and he was just staying with my dad. I was left on my own with just like a couple thousand zloty in my pocket thinking, what am I going to do? So I decided to go to Warsaw, and that's when
Life began.
this is when the journey began, the real journey, where I'm on my own. I don't have any family member. I don't have any friend with me. I'm about to start something, the hero's journey.
So tell me about it. Tell me these first days.
Okay, so actually, I got really lucky when I visited Warsaw. I met Michał Pirog.
Oh.
He's like really famous guy, and he's the host of Top Model, and so
Shout out
you think
to
he can
Michał.
dance? Yeah, he's awesome. He helped me so much because I met him randomly in Plac Pavicella. Like I saw him, I was having some apple juice, second cameras.
Sure you were.
He looked so good. He was so nice and stylish. He was surrounded by these beautiful girls. And I just went up to them and I was like, hey, you want to hear a song?
Oh, wow.
And I sang for him right then and there. And he's like, hey, I know a karaoke place. Let's go to karaoke. And we became friends. And I noticed that people are taking pictures of him when I'm walking with him. And I'm like, who are you? And yeah, it turned out he was a celebrity. So I told him I want to move to Warsaw. And he said, okay, you can stay in my spare bedroom and I'll help you look for a flat. And he helped me out. He took me in,
Wow.
gave me his spare room, found me an apartment. And I went to a party with some random people. And I'm talking to one guy. He was an English teacher. He said, hey, you want a job? He hired me at a school as a native speaker. And back then it was good money. It was like 5,000 zloty, 2015 by yourself.
Yeah,
you know,
so
it was good. It was decent money. And I had still time to do concerts. I was just working like 25 hours a week. So I had time to look in the music industry. And little by little at this school, I'm teaching Disney songs. I'm teaching the kids how to sing in English. They had so much fun. And one of my students was the nephew of Thomas Kamel, who's the host of The Voice of Poland.
Okay.
And he sent me a message on Facebook from his private account. And he's inviting me to the morning show to sing a song and talk about my lessons because his nephew was talking about me. And it's like, oh, I love my teacher. You know, it was so cute. So I Googled him and I'm like, wait, you're the host of The Voice of Poland. How can I audition for this? I'm like, thank you for the offer for the morning show, but I'm not ready for that.
Yeah.
But let me find out. And he called producers for me and I just had an audition.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's actually good that you brought it up. So I want to talk specifically about that at this part of the interview. So let's talk about The Voice of Poland.
Lord.
Because I actually followed that very precisely and passionately because we were rooting for you. We were watching so you auditioned and then?
So for The Voice of Poland, I had my audition. I sang Make You Feel My Love from Adele for the producers. And I had to sing in Polish, one song.
Oh,
And I
wow.
sang this Wielka Miłość song. It was so embarrassing. I took out my notes and they were laughing at me, but I was like, you know what?
This is it?
It was a cute laugh. It was like, oh, he's trying kind of laugh. And I realized like Polish people really respect it when you try anything in their language because they know how difficult it is.
Yeah,
Polish people say they can't even speak Polish. I hear so many people say that.
True.
But The Voice of Poland was the ultimate test for me. It was the first real test where I had to not have any crutch. So before in Sopot, I was drinking some apple juice, we'll call it, and maybe some herbal supplements, some teas, we'll call it. And I was having a hard time being more of a sober-minded performer because I had to silence the anxiety somehow. I was afraid. And the Voice of Poland gave me a contract that said, you can't be drinking any alcohol and you can't be under the influence of anything, or you get a 10,000 zloty fine, et cetera, whatever. We're not going to discuss that. We don't want to get sued. Thank you very much. So, so I had to deal with these performances completely sober-minded and conscious, and
Like,
it was the ultimate challenge for me. But thankfully, I had Piasek with me, and he was such a good coach to me. Not only was he a coach, but he was a mentor and a friend. He was coming to my concerts. He was so amazing to me.
Well, there you have it, guys. If you stayed till the end, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. If you would like to learn more or discover more, you can click right here on this video to enjoy more authentic and honest stories. Thank you so much for your support, and I look forward to seeing you soon.